We never got around to talking about your advertising problems the other day.
Oh, it's okay, Dad. I talked them over with Chris. Had some quite good ideas.
Oh?
He was pleased to help. It's getting boring sitting around all day with nothing to do.
Well, he'd be able to get out a lot more now. The car your dad's had adapted for him has arrived. So he'll be able to go wherever he wants.
Even better when they get into the bungalow. I showed you the latest plans. He's going to have just about every gadget he needs in there.
Yes, Dad, you've shown me the plans several times.
Look, I know it must feel that I'm doing everything for him and nothing for you. It's not meant to be like that.
I'm not complaining, okay?
Well, maybe you should. I was talking to Kim about it earlier.
Eric Pollard will be moving out of the cottage soon. And we thought, if you're still looking for a place of your own, that might be ideal.
And
you'd do me a good deal on the rent. You always do, Dad. But I've managed to get this far on my own, and I'm beginning to enjoy standing on my own 2 feet.
do I take that as a no?
Absolutely. Look, I'm not angry about all you do for Chris, or jealous. I just sometimes think it'd be better if you backed off a bit and gave us both room to breathe, to work out what we want for ourselves. See you later.
Bye.
Have I just been told to mind my own business?
I'm afraid so. Look, Zoe, I know your dad isn't always too tactful about it, but he really does want to help, you know.
Yeah, I know. Same as he's always not too tactful about how he helps Chris.
Well, I can't blame him for that. Chris isn't an easy person to help just at the moment.
You can imagine.
It's not going to help at the inquest when everyone starts talking about the crash again.
Look, I've been wanting to have a chat about this for a while. Why don't we pop down to the Woolpack for a sandwich? Have our lunch break early.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to have time for lunch today. I've got plenty to do here, and I promised I'd look in on Chris at lunchtime.
I can manage. You go. Do you good to have a break for a change? And it won't do Chris any harm to have to wait a few minutes for you.
You see, you're outvoted.
OK. That mustn't be too long, though.
What sandwiches have you got today, Alan?
The thing is, Shirley's at her old flat clearing her stuff out, and I've been very busy with our home brew.
It's OK, Alan. We'll just have crisps.
Well, actually, I did want to talk to you. Shirley and I are going to the Whitbread Gold Cup on Saturday, and there are lots of good meetings coming up. So we're thinking of taking on some temporary bar staff. Would you be interested?
Yes, I would.
Don't you want no wages or hours?
We'll talk about that later. Your dad's promised to do out the nursery flat for Nick, so I want to pay him back any way I can.
In the meantime, we'll have 2 orange juices and 2 packets of crisps, please.
What flavour?
Oh, any. We're in a bit of a rush, thanks.
I'll get those, Alan, and have one yourself. We'd like you to join us in a drink.
That's very kind, Jab.
Yeah, I insist. It's a celebration. After all, it's not every day that Sarah and I announce that we're getting married.
Oh, congratulations.
Come on. We've decided on a register office. Sarah doesn't feel up to a big do just yet.
And I can't find a white dress that's suitable for breastfeeding.
Well, how does Annie feel about that? No. I mean, wouldn't she have preferred a church wedding?
She's just glad to be able to get out. Spoke to the doctors this morning. She should be out in about 4 weeks.
Well, she might be in a wheelchair first.
Just hope she's a better patient than Chris.
Knowing the old Annie Sugden, I should say that's highly unlikely. She'll be back home ruling the roost before you know it.
Don't know, Alan. She has changed a lot, you know.
Oh, now, come on. This is a celebration. Who's for another drink?
I'd best be getting back. I've stayed away from Chris for too long as it is.
I'm afraid I must pass. I must be getting to. Congratulations.
Oh, they're deserting.
No, come on, I'll get these, Jack.
All right.
Sorry, we never got round to our chat.
Oh, some other time, huh?
But when?
Well, it's difficult getting away the mood Chris is in at the moment.
Which is exactly what I wanted to talk about.
I know, but there's nothing you can
I'll
do.
see you back here after work. Say about 6 o'clock.
OK. Thanks, Zoe. Zoe?
Message from Kathy. She can't make it tonight. Chris has had a fall.
Is he hurt?
It doesn't sound like it, but she feels she ought to be with him. You know, Kathy?
Yeah, and I know Chris. He's probably milking it for all he's worth. She's going to end up with no life of her own if she's not careful.
Yeah, that's how I feel, too. Look, if you still fancy that drink.
Why not?